Hello, welcome to the Eldenwood Craft Podcast. This is episode 36 and this is my place to chat to you about all the things I've been making since we last met. My name is Emma. My craft of choice is mainly knitting, and I am also the owner, maker, designer, chief operating officer, head of finance, post room person of Eldenwood Craft, where I make project bags and accessories for makers. I'm based in Somerset in the southwest of the UK. I live here with my husband and sometimes my daughter when she is not away at university. Today is Sunday the 16th of January. What else do I have to say? Oh, all the places you can find me will be linked in the description box underneath this video, along with useful links for projects and all the useful links and information that you need will be linked down below in the description box. Did I say that right? I don't know. I'm out of practice. So in today's episode we will have, I've got quite extensive show notes today, so I'm hoping this is going to be a nice, smooth episode. So we've got a bit of admin. I've got some winners for the Make 9 Make Along to announce, and news about this year's Make 9 Make Along. I'm going to show you 5 finished objects. I know, 5! And I've got 2 works in progress to share as well. So, without further ado, let's get cracking. So, let me just rummage in my box of podcast things. I need to find my prizes. Okay. So, the Make 9 for 2021 is now closed. I've got 2 prize winners to announce. Firstly, the Q4 prize winner, and that goes to, so I've drawn all these prizes through random number generator just before I started recording, and the Q4 prize, which is going to win this beautiful print from Growing Wilder, as well as a pattern of your choice, so either on Ravelry or from a designer's own website, and that winner is post number 179. Now I've written Alice down, but I haven't written your email Ravelry username down. Hang on one second. Here we go. Right, post 179 is, or was, that lovely finished object, and it's Alice, as I said, and Alice's, your Ravelry username is Isabella106, so congratulations. If you can contact me either through Ravelry direct message or on Instagram or on my email, which is linked in the description box, then I can organise to get your prizes across to you. Now, the other prize that we have to announce is the prize for those who finished all of their Make 9s. So I went through all of those. I actually went through those yesterday. And the prize for that is going to be another beautiful print from Growing Wilder, which is this sewing print. Isn't that lovely? Thank you, Growing Wilder, for donating those prizes. I will link their details in the description box below so you can go and have a look at their lovely website. Also, you can choose from either a pattern from Ravelry or from the designer's website, or a gift voucher for my website. And the reason I'm offering a choice is this is prizes going overseas, and just if you're worried about customs charges and things like that, then you've got a choice. And so the winner for this prize is Asteroid, who completed her 9, so congratulations to you, and congratulations to all the others who completed or nearly completed, or who just took part. I'm not very good at this make along. I've been running it for a few years now, and I've never really got close to succeeding. And I did think long and hard again as to whether to run the make along again this year, but I had quite a few messages from people asking me if I was going to, and so yes, I will. Make 9 for 2022 is go. We will run it in exactly the same way as we ran it for 2021. So there will be a chatter thread where I would ask that if you're going to take part, you think about the 9 things that you would like to make throughout the year. Now, when I say 9 things you want to make, they don't have to be specific patterns. They can be if you want, but they could be a whole range of things. It could be, you could include skills you want to learn. It doesn't have to be knitting or fibre related. You could do sewing, you could do cross stitch, pottery, wood carving, you know, whatever you want, calligraphy, anything, as long as it's got a crafty related theme, then I'm very happy to accept that. So techniques, new skills, gift knitting, knitting for charity, making for charity, anything like that. So think about your 9 intentions that you would like to succeed in for 2022. Put them into a grid and post that on the chatter thread. If you can't quite work out how to make a grid, there are instructions. There are picture collage apps and things that you can find online, but I'm very happy if you just want to list out what your 9 things are, but please make sure you do that, otherwise I can't check at the end of the year as to whether or not you have succeeded in completing. So what your 9 things are that you want to achieve, put them in the chatter thread, chat away, and please chat away. I am rubbish at coming in and checking the chatter thread, so apologies. I think you know me well enough by now that that's not my strong suit. Post any finished objects in the finished object thread, and both those threads will be up and running by the time this podcast goes live. Don't chat in the finished object thread, just post your pictures and a comment alongside the picture if you need. I will delete any non-finished object item comments, if that makes sense. At the end of each quarter we will draw a prize for from the finished objects posted during that quarter, and then at the end of the year, like we've just done today, I will announce a prize for from those who have completed their 9. So it's just a way of focusing your making during the year. It's not meant to be serious. I'm happy if you want to change some of your squares, some of your intentions later on in the year. Don't go mad and change them all, because you anyway, yeah, so yeah, the odd change here and there is fine. My make 9 for 2021, I've still got my picture, but I didn't get close to finishing most of those, so I'm not even going to talk about it. And actually I'm not going to set a make 9 for myself this year. I've had a think about how I would like to or which way I'd like my making to go this year, and I don't really have any goals other than to enjoy my making, and I quite like to knit from my stash as much as I can, but I kind of want to just see where the mood takes me this year, so I am not setting myself a make 9. Right, if you've got any questions or anything's not clear on that, please do just drop me an email or a message somewhere and I will get back to you. Good luck with your making this year, and I look forward to seeing how you all do. When I do go into Ravelry, I do read all the comments and respond where I need to, but it's, yeah, I don't go in there often enough. I'll try and rectify that this year. Right, on to what I've been making. So as I said at the beginning, I've got 5 finished objects. I don't know why I'm carrying my pen. So the first one, and one that I'm really happy with, is this lovely thing. It's still a little bit damp. I've taken it off the blocking board to show you. This is the Stockholm Slipover, patterned by Petite knit, and I love it. I am so happy with it. Can you see? I don't know how that drapes. It's lovely. Right, what can I tell you about this? So it's knit from 2 yarns. Where's my I should have sorted this out before, really, shouldn't I? Right, so it's knit from 2 yarns. This is what I've got left of sort of the main yarn, and this. This is no, that's not right. This is this one. Okay, so it's a yarn by, now I called it Isager before. I believe the way to pronounce it is Isager. And it's their Isager Tweed in the walnut colourway, and it's 70% wool, 30% mohair. Quite a rusticy feel. They come in 50-gram balls, and you get 200 meters to a 50-gram ball, so it's a fingering weight yarn. And that was held that was held with this, which is again Isager silk mohair, and that is a 75% kid mohair, 25% silk. They come in 25-gram balls, and you get 212 meters to a ball, and that creates this beautiful fabric. This is, did I say this is quite I want to call it rustic. It's not, well, it has got a prickle, a little prickle, but it is still, it's not merino soft, but it's not harsh. But when you add the silk mohair in, it really creates a beautifully soft fabric. I bought the yarn from All About the Yarn in Frome. It was a birthday present to myself. So I knit this as per pattern. I didn't make any changes. It's got an interesting construction. You start with one of the shoulders. I can't remember actually, but you knit this portion first, probably down to there, I would have thought. And then you pick up stitches along the shoulder in quite an interesting way. She has the designer has some videos online to help you with the pickup, and although they're in Danish, they're really helpful actually. I had a look at quite a few of the videos on her website, and they're all in Danish, but they are all, I could follow it really easily, and I don't speak Danish. But so you pick up stitches on either shoulder, you knit one side of the panel, then the other side of the panel, join them in the middle, and then knit the body. And then you pick up sleeves, pick up stitches around the neck and around the armholes. The one thing that slightly concerned me was that in the pattern she tells you how many stitches to pick up around the neck and the armhole. I got absolutely nowhere near the number of stitches she stated to pick up, by quite a long way. I can't remember the exact numbers, but say she said for the neckline about 130, something like that. I was in the region of about 95 to 100 stitches, so that's quite a significant difference. And it was the same with the armholes, a big difference, and I was a little bit worried that it was going to squoosh it in a bit, but it hasn't happened, and I think that neckline actually is really nice. The cast-offs were all the Italian bind-off, which is a sewn bind-off, and I really enjoyed doing that. I can't remember if I've done it before. I've done something similar, but I think that was probably the first time I'd done the Italian bind-off, and I have made a note of that one to use it again. Would I make this again? I absolutely would do, yes. I have got a bit of a thing, I think I said in my last podcast, I've got a bit of a thing about vests at the moment, and I want to make another one, maybe of this, but I'm going to make a different pattern next. But I would definitely make another one of these. I thoroughly enjoyed the knit. So there we go. Hopefully on the next podcast, well, this will be finished blocking by the end of the day, and I imagine I will be wearing this quite a lot. Sorry, I'm conscious I'm looking up at my screen rather than at the camera. Sorry. Okay, I don't think there's anything else to say about that. Pop that down there. Right, so that's the Stockholm Slipover. The next thing I have got or the next finished object to show you is a Litmus Cowl. I have made one of these before. I made the long version before, and I wear that a huge amount. And so I thought it would be nice to have another one. The Litmus Cowl is a free pattern by Jude of Stranded Dye Works, and it's a really simple pattern. I have knit this using a ball of undyed, oops, just wind that up, ball of undyed merino silk yak, which is beautiful. And so you can see that's the sort of the repeating colour all the way around, and the coloured stripes are my yarn advent calendar from Loom Wool last Christmas just gone. I purchased the 12 mini skein calendar, and I'm getting a lot of use out of it, but it's absolutely beautiful. I really like Loom Wool. They have very sort of earthy, natural colours. They're not naturally dyed, but Jess's colourways are all sort of very nature focused. So yeah, so that's that. My grafting wasn't brilliant, and I'll show you because we're all friends here, aren't we? You can see, you might be able to see, where I grafted it on this particularly here. This is where the sort of stitches started and finished. It's a bit messy. I need to improve my game. I can Kitchener socks, no problem, but I have a problem with Kitchenering 2 live ends in a cowl. I don't know why. I'll have to make another one and practice more. But that is very easily hidden on the inside of the cowl. let me put it on for you. So the pattern is for twice this length. I just thought it might be quite nice, because I've already got a really long one. I thought it would be nice to have a shorter one. And you can see, I really like it. Right, I can wear this now. Now I've shown you about it. Tempted to make another one, I have to say. It's the long one is probably one of my most worn knitted items ever. So yeah, I will very probably make another one of these. Okay, so we're going to come back to this in a minute. The next thing I have finished, we're on to socks now. Whoops. So, talking of Christmas, yarn advent calendars, this isn't a yarn advent calendar, but it was my Christmas Eve cast on. And I knew that these would be my Christmas Eve cast-ons as soon as I saw them. It was a new pattern towards the end of last year from Alice Jefferies, who is Homebody Diaries on Instagram, I think that's right. And she brought out this pattern called Be the Light socks. I hope that's picking up. And I just thought they were so pretty, I really wanted them to be my Christmas Eve cast on. So although this isn't a particularly Christmassy pattern, it just made me happy. Ooh. There we go, I have two. So these are knit in West Green Loft yarns in their Cashmere Luxe base, which is an 80-10-10 merino cashmere nylon, and the colour is antique gold. The pattern in Alice's, the pattern up here is meant to represent candles, so I thought the yellow is kind of appropriate. These two used up 75 grams of a 100 gram skein. They were knit toe up. I cast on using Judy's Magic Cast On, and knit, short row heel, and Alice in her pattern has a technique that I've not used before to avoid holes in the corner when you're doing your short row heel, and it was really effective. It was quite clever. It's not picking up stitches in where it just shut off there. So yeah, I was saying it's not picking up stitches in the corner. Something very different, and I would use that technique again. I did 1.5 pattern repeats. The full pattern calls for 2 pattern repeats of this bit, but I prefer a slightly shorter sock, so I did 1.5 pattern repeats and about 10 rows of 2x2 twisted rib, and the cast off that I used was Jenny's surprisingly stretchy cast off, which gives a really nice stretchy finish. Yeah, so I haven't worn these yet, but I will put them into circulation, into sock circulation straight away. Really like those. The yarn is lovely. I think these will be house socks. The yarn is too precious to wear in shoes, I think. It's beautiful. There we go. So, pair number 1 off the needles. Right, these are going on the floor. Pair number 2 was a test knit. I think I was knitting these in the last podcast. These were a test knit for Caroline Corley, who is Caroline Loves to Sew on Instagram, and her design, she has a separate account for her designs, which is Ada and Noah Designs, but I think on Ravelry she is listed as Caroline Corley. And these are There's a left sock and a right sock, just get them the right way round. Here we go. So these are the Morning Frost socks. Let me just show you one. Okay, I'll show you the yarn first of all. So this is a yarn from Flourish Fibres. Now, if you remember last year, I knit the, it's a pattern by the Bakery Bears, something Moss Eccles socks from a Flourish Fibres yarn. Fee at Flourish Fibres is not dying at the moment, which is a real pity because I have really loved both the skeins that she that I've used that she has dyed. But yeah, really lovely yarn. And the pattern, so just showing you the non-pattern side, and here is the pattern side. It's a beautiful lace pattern. I'm just going to move this round the blocker a bit so you can see it to its full glory. There we go. It's a lovely, lovely lace pattern. It looks complex, it really isn't. Very easy to memorise, and it creates just a beautiful, beautiful lace effect. So the idea is that you have one on the outside of one foot, one of these on the outside of one foot and the other on the outside of the other foot. I knit these are 56 stitch socks. I normally knit either 60 or 64. I think my feet have narrowed down, so I'm playing about with stitch counts at the moment with my socks. But yeah, these are a 56 stitch count and they fit really well. So that might be my new sock cast on number for socks. I really like this toe. Can you see that the design has got a row of pearl bumps before the rounded circular toe? And there's one of them up there as well. I think that's really effective. Really lovely. I really like these socks. I've not worn these yet either, so I'm really pleased to be able to put those into sock circulation. Anything else to tell you on that? They're knit cuff down. I went up a needle size. I went up to 2.5 millimeters. Probably needn't have, to be honest. But anyway, yeah, really pleased with these. Beautiful pair of socks. Thank you for asking me to test knit, Caroline. Pressure though, blimey. But it was nice. I really enjoyed that process. So that's my second pair of socks finished. If you remember from the last couple of podcasts, I have had a couple of other pairs of socks on the go. Pair of dark green fragment socks and a slip stitch sock pattern. Kind of fallen out of love with both of those. I've finished one sock of each, but I haven't picked up, and they're sat not doing anything at the moment. I'm not sure I'm going to finish them. I'm going to leave them to marinate for a bit and see if I come back to them. What else to tell you about the socks? Nothing really. Oh, the Morning Frost socks took just 50 grams to knit a pair of socks, which I think is really good. So I've got a nice lot of yarn left over to make something else, which I'm quite pleased about. Right, my final finished object is this lovely thing here. It's my Habitation Throw. This was a year-long project using mini skeins, monthly mini skeins from Sherry Iris Yarns from her Wild Flower collection. So she dyed a set of minis each month, each representing a particular flower. And I don't know, it's not the sort of thing I would normally do, but I was just really taken with the idea of the flowers. I'd wanted to knit this pattern for a while. So yeah, the idea of just the whole thing all just sort of came together in a perfect storm, and I thought, right, I'm going to spend 2021 making this blanket. It's a pattern by Curious Handmade. and I thoroughly enjoyed knitting this, so much so that I will definitely make another one. I'm going to stand up and show you the full extent. So you knit it corner to corner. I think I started at this corner last, I think it was February I started with snowdrops. I'm not going to go through all the different flowers because I can't remember them. And then we finished off with down here. What an enjoyable project. I went wrong. I thought you do this, I mean it's a very simple pattern. You knit, it's all garter stitch, and then every so often, every so many rows you do this eyelet row, and it's really straightforward. But I lost count. I didn't keep count very well, so there are some, don't know what that noise was. There are some sections where the eyelet rows come sooner than they do, some where they come later than they should, but it doesn't really matter, does it? I don't think anyone but me will be even vaguely aware of that. One of the things I really like about the pattern is the built-in I-cord edging. Again, I went wrong with that, not with the actual I-cord, but the you place a yarn over at a particular point near the edge, and I did that wrong for quite a long stretch. But again, it really doesn't matter. Who is going to know apart from me and you? So yeah, the other thing about it, and I've said this before, not normally colours that I would particularly choose, but that's one of the joys of knitting a scrappy project like this. It, for me, it gives me the permission to do that sort of thing, whereas I wouldn't ordinarily. And it just created this lovely big bundle of squishiness. So I would highly recommend this pattern. I will be knitting another one again. I was quite tempted to cast one on straight away when I finished, but I have got another, I cast on a different blanket in the end. But when that one is finished, then I think I'm going to make another one of these. Yeah, so the Habitation Throw. Did I make any other notes? Oh, it weighs 415 grams. So it's all in fingering weight yarn. So that's basically 4 skeins of 4 skeins of yarn. It's very customizable. You can obviously make it bigger by yeah, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. You have got such an opportunity to play with colour. You could fade it, you could colour block it, all sorts of things. It's really versatile, so very, very happy with that indeed. Having said that, our new house does not get cold at all, apart from half an hour in the evening before the heating comes on downstairs. I don't really need blankets, to be honest, so but I enjoy knitting them and they look nice, so I'm going to carry on. Right, that's all my finished objects. Let us move on to whips. Pop that over there. So I'm going to come back to this. This bag isn't it beautiful? It's holding all my my minis from my Loom advent calendar. It came as part of an advent swap that I did with lovely Alice, who is Flossie and Stitches. This was the advent swap run by Kelly of Lay Family Yarn, and the idea is that you send you're paired up and you swap with your partner 24 5-gram minis, a sweet treat, a full skein if that's what you want to do for Christmas Day, and a handmade gift. And this is what Alice made for me. They are just beautiful. I'm thrilled with them. This is this the right way up? Yeah. This is a rug mug. Sorry, neighbour's just going out. They have a big car and it makes a lot of noise. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm going to talk over it. So yeah, this beautiful rug mug. I've got another pattern on the back. And that. I just love them. Thank you, Alice. This is going to be in circulation all year round. And I was so taken with this. I said to Alice, I wouldn't know how to make that. And I really want to learn how to. So that's something I intend to do this year. Alice is making put mine to shame. My handmade gift was awful. It wasn't awful. Well, I was put to shame with what Alice did. So yeah, I said to Alice that I'm going to make one of these, learn to make one, and send one to her. Okay. So as I said, this is housing my Loom Wool advent calendar. I'll show you what I've been making with my Alice advent calendar, but this, so as well as this, I loved the minis so much that I decided, oh no, let me wind back a step. So I was contacted by the very lovely Hannah, who is the designer at Yarnia Designs. Hannah has a new pattern out called the Starlight Cowl, and it's a long, wide, wrap around twice stripy cowl, and Hannah asked if I would like a copy for the podcast as a prize, and would I like a copy for myself, and I said yes please, very much so. And this is what I have been using the rest of my minis for. Let me just sort it all out. And here it is. So it's obviously not a wide one. I decided to keep it just as a narrower cowl. You can see it's a nice straightforward simple cowl with plain knitting, an eyelet row, a change of colour, and a very nice slightly different technique for the rib, which I've reached at this end. So this is almost finished. I was really hoping it would be finished for today's recording, but I didn't quite make it. But I really like this. Cowls seem to be a thing for me at the moment. I was thinking about my collection of knitted items, and it struck me recently, I haven't worn a shawl for such a long time, and I used to be an avid knitter and shawl wearer, but since moving down here I haven't worn them at all, and I think part of the reason is, as I just said, the house doesn't get cold, so I don't actually have to wear shawls like I used to. We used to live in quite a big old house that did get cold. But I have found myself wearing cowls, so Hannah's offer was very timely. Yeah, so I really like that. This will be finished today, I would imagine, popped on the blocking mats to really bring out that eyelet pattern, and then it will be put into use this week. So what can I tell you? Anything else to tell you about the actual pattern? No. just that it's a really good pattern, really good for using up mini skeins, and lovely. And I would have purchased this had Hannah not offered it to me. So, but thank you ever so much, Hannah. Right, as I said, she has offered a copy of her pattern for the podcast as a giveaway. So I'm going to run that now. So to be in with a chance of winning Hannah's Starlight Cowl pattern, we'll run it through the comments under this video. And I would like you to, if you want to be in with a chance of winning the cowl, tell me Starlight. I should have thought about this before, shouldn't I? All right. Starlight Express. Tell me what your favourite musical is. And if you're not into musicals, what's your favourite film or theatre production? Use the word Starlight in your comments, and before I record my next podcast, I will draw a winner from those comments. That's a tenuous link, but we got there. So yeah, I'll draw a winner randomly before I next podcast. So use the word Starlight, tell me your favourite musical, and if you're not into musicals, film or theatre production, and I will make a list, because I really like musicals. No, I'm not even going to tell that story. That would have been too much of a ramble. Let's draw a line under it there. Right, thank you very much, Hannah. That was a really generous offer, both for me and for the podcast, so thank you very much. Okay, my final work in progress is something that I have wanted to cast on for a little while now, and it's using some of the minis that I got in my Advent swap with Alice, and some that I have been hoarding over the years. And it's a blanket. I cast this on in December, and this is where we have got to. It's the Jelly Roll blanket. It's a pattern by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears, and it's I guess you could say it's a different take on the Cozy Memories blanket. It's a lovely pattern, really enjoying making this. So you basically knit a strip. So I started with the blues, and you finish that strip, and then you start knitting the next strip next to it, and when you finish that you do the next strip, and so on, and it builds up. So you can see I'm knitting with knitting with the browns at the moment. So I've done blues, pinks, greens, and now browns. I really am enjoying this. It has this nice, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, this nice detail at the join. Yeah, a thoroughly enjoyable project. This is my kitchen project. I keep this in the kitchen, and I knit on it when I've got a spare few minutes, or when I'm waiting for something in the kitchen, or after dinner if we're sitting chatting. Doing one colour theme per strip. Some of the colours might be a little tenuous, like that's more purple than pink, but hey. Yeah, and on the blues, this is definitely more purple, but sometimes I'm picking the colours out when it's a little bit dark. Not dark, but dark. So you can't always tell. But anyway, really enjoyable project. This will run for quite a long time, so I won't show you it every time, but I will bring it out every now and then and show you how progress is going. Okay, that's all my knitting. That is literally, apart from the socks that are in the naughty corner, those are my only 2 projects. So I need to think of something that I'm going to knit next. I bought from Wool Warehouse a sweater's quantity of Drops Nord in a dark grey to knit a flax light sweater. So I think that will probably be my next cast on. I'm really keen to make another vest, so we'll see. But I have got plans for a couple of cast-ons using the 2 skeins that came with my 2 advent calendars. So I will show you those. This lovely specimen is what came in my Alice advent calendar. It's, as you can see, it's from Bird Street Yarn. It's, the colourway is Walking in the Air, so a beautiful Christmassy colourway. It's merino nylon 4-ply, and I am going to knit, look at the speckles, beautiful. I'm going to knit a pair of crunkled socks from this. Maybe I'll cast that one today. And the other skein that I've got that came in my Loom advent calendar is this one. You can see it's called Fairy Lights. I've been talking too long. Yeah, it's a lovely sort of dusky pink with, again, some really lovely speckling. Don't think that's going to want to. There we go. Lovely. These will be socks, but I don't know what pattern to knit with these. I'm tempted to have 2 pairs of crunkled socks on the go at once because I really like that pattern. I don't know, I'll give it some thought. So yeah, socks to be cast on. Okay. Shop news. Okay, I have been working really hard in the shop. Thank you ever so much for all your orders and your interest. I didn't expect to have been kept quite as busy as I am, which is brilliant. I'm so happy and I can't thank you enough. I have come off the back of a really busy Christmas period. I have also did some work with the Woolly Thistle, who are a shop based in the United States, who source yarn from Britain and around the world, but they do have a very strong focus on British yarns. And they asked, I've worked with them before, and Corinne, the owner, asked if I would be happy to provide some more bags. So I sent them 20 bags, I think it was, towards the end of last year. They went into the Woolly Thistle shop yesterday, and I think, I'm not sure, they have either all sold out or there's just 1 or 2 left. I'll put a link to Corinne's shop in the show notes because it's a beautiful shop if you're in the States. So yeah, so I did some work with the Woolly Thistle. I'm now currently mid-sew for some new bags for my shop. I've got some here to show you, but I've got a huge collection of new fabrics that I want to get sewn up for this update. So I'm not 100% sure quite yet when I'm going to have the update, but it should be towards the end of January. I'm going to try and get a really wide range of bags in a wide range of fabrics on both a ready to ship and a made to order basis. What I tend to do is to make up 1 or 2 bags ready to ship in a fabric, and then when they sell out I have made to order slots available as well. So if you want a bag, the chances are you'll be able to get one. So here are just some examples of what I have. These are my small bags, which are good for just a small sock hat project. I've got quite a few small bags actually. I love this print. Butterflies, and there's owls on here somewhere, deer. There's an owl at the bottom. Cute. I found some more hiking fabric, just a tiny bit, but I've got one of those. That was really popular fabric at the end of last year. I love this print. Got a real thing about dark fabric at the moment. What else is there? Saying that, I've got a whole bunch of these beautiful leaf prints. Love that fabric. So, I'm going to be introducing some round bottom bags, just as something a little bit different. These act as really good sort of bucket bags, and hold an awful lot. And they just sit nicely on the this one needs a little bit of love and attention. Needs stiffening up actually. I need to put a different interfacing in. But yeah, it sits nicely on the flat bottom, and you can use it as a nice bucket for your project. I've got some of my more traditional box bottom in that size as well. And I've just started using this fabulous large print, dark, heavier weight fabric. I've got, or you can see behind me, I've got quite a lot of fabric. Shall I show it to you? I might just show you some of them. Quite heavy. Oh. I won't show you the fabrics I've already shown you, so that you can pop that there. Well, I've still got, in my shop, I've still got just a really small number of my wintry bags. So these cute little creatures, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 or 5 left. And they're on sale at the moment actually. So if you want to get a nice little wintry themed bag, then now's your chance, because once they're gone, they're gone. Okay, so let's have a look. What have we got? We have got some fun sort of mountain animals with their tents, because of course animals live in tents, don't you know? I really enjoyed using this fabric last year, so I've got some more. This was really popular, so some of that will be going into the shop. Got some of this fun oyster catcher fabric. I have got some classic Orla-Keely fabric in a couple of colourways. I've got some trees, some large print trees to make some large size bags. Got this really, I don't know what it is about this, but this graphic print, quite Scandinavian. Got some of that. I've also got this large size print, birds in trees, which will make some large bags as well. I've got some stars and some spots. And the last few, this beautiful emerald forest. It's like a magic oasis. I have got some greenhouses. I'm thinking I'm going to do, so last year I did a something called the Allotment Collection. I'm thinking I'm going to do something similar this year because there's so many fabulous sort of grow your own veg prints around, so I might save this for that. We have got, what's this one? Some chickens in a village. We've got animals in hot air balloons. We have got some deer in someone's garden. And last but not least, we have got some chickens. So those are the fabrics I'm going to be working with over the next few months. They're not all going to come into the shop immediately, but it gives you a flavour. And there, I was just having a browse on one of the fabric websites this morning. I've got a really long wish list of other fabrics that I want to bring in. So hopefully this year will be the year with lots of variety for you. If there is a type of bag that you like that I don't do, just message me because I may well be able to do something about that. I've got some bag patterns that I've purchased. The ones that I make usually are sort of, I've made them up out of my own head using the skills that I have. But I have purchased some bag patterns as well to make some different styles. So there might, if there's something you're interested in that I don't do, just let me know because I may well be able to do something about it. Okay, what else to tell you about the shop? So those are the new fabrics. Date of the update is to be confirmed. My recommendation is sign up to my newsletter and you will be the first to know when that update is going to happen. You will also be in with a chance of, so my newsletter subscribers will be offered this year a subscriber special bag. I've got the fabric, I'm just waiting for a piece of kit to come in to help me make the bag. Once I've got a couple of samples, I will be sending out a newsletter to my email subscribers to let them know, and those bags will not be going on general sale, they will just be offered to my email subscribers. So it's a good reason to sign up to my newsletter. That is everything I think that I've got to tell you. So I think we will leave it there. This is going to be a fairly long episode, I think, although there might be quite a lot to cut out. Thank you very much for watching all the way through to the end. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. It would be fabulous if you did, if you could give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to leave a comment if you'd like to win Hannah's lovely Starlight Cowl pattern. And even if you don't, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're knitting, where you're watching. I do like to know and have a chat with you in the comments. So I will be back soon, 3 or 4 weeks maybe. I won't make a promise because you know I can be a little bit inconsistent. But I will be back soon. I do enjoy doing this and I enjoy sharing with you the things that I've been making. So until I'm back, have a good crafty time and I will see you very soon. Bye.